Now it is time for Dan and the Chicago Shooting Report. Hello, Dan.
Good morning, Sean. Yes, it is Monday, so let's get to the Chicago Shooting Report because I want to talk about Syria. There's a bunch to talk about there. We have our own little Syria here in Chicago, 14 shot, 4 dead this weekend. Again, it just never ends. Now, with Syria, that's the big story, not the guy getting shot in New York, although that's not an insignificant story. A number of things that are happening here. One, the media gets this wrong all the time. They point out the brutality of a dictator like Bashar Assad. He rules, and has had to rule that region with an iron hand, just like Hosni Mubarak of Egypt and the late Gaddafi of Libya. You have to do that because if you don't rule with an iron hand, there's a number of factions that will come by to try to take over your region and kill you. Now, the way it works is very, very brutal. I mean, Assad had killed his own citizens. The way it works is, again, this is extremely brutal. If you have a terrorist group and they're in a village, let's say the village has about 500 people in it, and there's maybe 50 terrorists in there, they'll just kill the whole village. They just wipe it out. It's extremely efficient, extremely brutal. But you have to rule that way and tell the opposition, hey, we're going to do everything we can. Now, Assad was protected in Syria for one reason. He was protected by Vladimir Putin. Why? Because Assad was able to stabilize his region, produce lots and lots of oil, which Russia desperately needed. And as long as that little symbiosis continued, Assad would get the support from the Russian military. Now, what has happened? I will let you know in a couple of days. I'm going to stay on this story here. I'm going to check out my sources starting late tonight or tomorrow. Either Assad was no longer able to continue that free flow of oil, or Putin was overextended and couldn't support Assad anymore because of the war in Ukraine. I don't know which. One thing, though, I do suspect, and this is maybe cynicism on my part, Obama was involved in this. Obama probably had a hand in this. Keep in mind that Barack Obama is still very active politically, and he is, he's always behind the scenes. Yeah, he's a total jerk. He's a total jackass, and needs to be dealt with at some point. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Prison.
But again, I think he did have a hand. Now, the other thing, this guy Abu Mohammed Golani. People are celebrating, in the streets that Assad is gone. They shouldn't be celebrating. This guy is a ruthless, brutal terrorist, and it's going to get far worse for the people of Syria. And why they're rooting for him, I don't know. They're just stupid. I don't know where else to put it. So
that may be it. And I do like the way you got the word symbiosis in there.
Hey, that is my $5. Now I'm down $5. I have to borrow $5 from you for using that word because it's something I actually can't afford.
Well, I'll go ask my wife if I can have $5.
I will not count on seeing that $5 anytime soon. Even my wife won't give me $5, so I'm kind of on my own here.
Well, I'll try it anyway, just for you.
Yeah. All right. This is a dangerous situation. I will maybe have an update maybe tomorrow or Wednesday.
Sounds good, Dan. As always, you are a fine American.
And lousy Mexican. Thanks, bud.
Take care.